Hi, I'm Champion Trader Kevin Davey, and today I'm going to compare options trading and swing trading. So let's get started. Okay, if you're sort of new to trading, one of the questions you might have had is, how should I be trading? Should I swing trade? Should I day trade? Should I use options to trade? Well, today I'm going to talk about swing trading and options trading. And if you want the full article, just go over to the description, click on the link. You'll see the full article and you can read all about it. But today I'm just going to talk a little bit about options trading and swing trading. Now, I swing trade primarily, and I algo trade, which means I have rules for buying and selling that I use to determine my swing trading. Now, you could algo trade with options. It's just a little more complicated. In fact, it's a lot more complicated. Options in general are a lot more complicated. Why? Well, think of your typical futures market, forex market, whatever it is, stock. You can decide to buy if you have a long bias or to sell. Or your algo can decide to buy or sell short. Pretty simple. But with options, now, what do if you want to go long? Do you buy a call? Do you sell a put? What expiration do you use? Do you use the near one? Do you use one 3 months from now? Well, and what strike price do you use? Do you do an at the money call? Do you buy an at the money call? Do you buy one far out of the money? Depending on what you actually do with the options and which ones you actually pick, you'll get wildly different results. And a lot of options too, especially with the futures market, are not that liquid, meaning you can't always get in and get out quickly without giving up a lot in price. A good example is I used to trade natural gas options, and I would trade out of the money options, and sometimes those options wouldn't even trade in a given day, depending on which ones I was looking at. So I could put a limit order in and it might never get hit. I could try trading during the close and there could be no one on the other side willing to take the trade unless I pay a really bad price. So you have to watch out with options because a lot of times the liquidity just isn't there, and you might have the right call, but you might not be able to get in the market, or even if you get in, you might not be able to get out. Obviously, options can have a lot of leverage. You can probably get more leverage than you can even with futures. But remember that leverage is a double-edged sword, and sometimes leverage can actually hurt you quite a bit. So even though options, depending how you do it, your risk might be limited, especially if you're buying options, and you might have a lot of leverage, a lot of your trades might end up being losers. So you got to kind of balance that when you look at options. But I think out of all the reasons to trade options versus swing trading, I think the biggest reason is historical testing. If you have a futures market and you want to test buy and sell rules, it's pretty easy to back test that. But if you try doing the same thing with options, it's not as easy. Because like I said, you have to determine what kind of options technique you want, and the results will vary quite a bit depending on which technique you use. And since the volume is a lot lower, a lot of times the prices that you see might not be prices you can actually get in real trading. So for example, there's a closing settlement price every day with options. But that doesn't mean you could have actually traded at that price. That's just the price that the exchange sets as a settlement price. So you might find yourself backtesting something and coming up with something good in options, but when you go to execute it, it might not work at all. And with futures, that normally doesn't happen. The prices you see are prices you can actually execute at. Well, I hope this helped. Just a couple reasons why I like swing trading compared to options. Maybe you have some different ideas. Please leave a comment. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button, and also subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it. I'm Champion Trader Kevin Davey. Have a great day.